Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk Chicago Bears. Oh my lord. Has it been a rough last couple days for the Bears and us Bears fans? Yesterday was just awful. That had to be the worst game of the season. And with the injuries, to Brisker and Gordon with the concussions, and then Fields not playing. And I knew the defense was going to have problems with Brisker and Gordon being out. So that just shows you how much these two rookies have contributed to the Bears this season. They were greatly missed yesterday. And then we had some more injuries during the game. I mean, this is just the bottom has fallen out on the Bears. Eddie Jackson, number 4, our wonderful safety, he went down in a non contact injury, which is never a good thing. And then Mr. Mooney, number 11, my buddy, he went down, and it has just been reported by Ian Rappaport that he's done for the season. So I'm wearing my shirt, his jersey, in honor of him. He's leading the receivers, so it's going to have to be next guy up. We do have some good receivers still, but the bottom has fallen out. We were doing pretty good with injuries until this last week, and it has just been terrible. So we should get Brisker and Gordon back for the Green Bay game. I'm just hoping Eddie Jackson's is not season-ending as well. He might not play on Sunday, that's for sure. So, I mean, it's tough talking about the Bears right now because, we're in a rebuild. We know that. We've been talking about it all year. But now it's just like, oh, my God. I mean, I don't know how Coach Flus can get these guys up every week the rest of the season. And it's really hurt that we haven't gotten a bye yet. These guys look exhausted. So it's been really bad that we have that late bye. We could have really used it a good couple weeks ago. And, viewership is going to start going down because people don't want to hear about the Bears right now. So, you know what? Bears, you're hurting my show, man. God, I'm trying to be famous, and I can't if you don't play well. But all kidding aside, it was not a good day yesterday for the Chicago Bears, for the Chicago Bears fans. So, the season is, now we know it is really done. I'm not even sure they're going to be 5-12 that I picked. I mean, seriously. So it'll be interesting to see what happens the rest of the year. So let's just talk about yesterday's game a little bit, and then we'll move on. There's not a lot to talk about, so I didn't go overboard with stats because there's just no point. They lost 10-31. They are now 3-9. My threes that I always say before the game, penalties, time of possession, and turnovers. The Bears actually only had one penalty that was enforced yesterday. One. I know. We could have used that one in the last two games prior to the Jets game, and the Jets only had one too. So, but it just didn't do anything for us. And then the time of possession, the Bears lost that. They were 27.56 to the Jets 32.05, so we lost that, and there was no turnovers by either team. So Bears did not win. The penalties were good, but you know what? It didn't help at all. You know what I mean? So my threes, oh well. So Trevor, the backup quarterback, first of all, I got to give this guy a lot of credit. And what I'm going to say, I'm going to quote what he said. This shows that Coach Flus has really got these guys all in. So Trevor, as you probably heard before the game, it depends how much you pay attention, he had hurt his oblique muscle in warm-ups. And then they were saying that maybe Peterman, oh my God, was going to have to play. Oh, thank God he didn't. But so he hurt it. So he went in, they shot him up, and then he ended up playing the game, as you know. And he said, he's quoted as saying, there was no way, he goes, I was embarrassed that I got hurt in warm-ups. And he's like, there's no way I'm not playing this game when there's guys out on that field right now who are banged up big time because we haven't had a bye, and they're out there playing week in and week out. And he said, so there's no way I was not going to play that game. I have to be here for our team. So I got to give props to Trevor for saying that, and you know it's coming from the top up, and that's awesome. You got these guys still playing, whether they're good or bad, they're in the game and they're showing up. And we've seen in past years that the Bears have not shown up the players, especially this time of the season when the record's bad, or you know what I mean. So that impresses me with Coach Flus and the players. So let's hope this continues, right? So Trevor was 14 of 25 yesterday at 179 yards. He had one touchdown, one interception, and was sacked twice. David Montgomery had 79 yards rushing, and Claypool, oh boy, had 51 yards receiving. So, as we know, I mean, it started out kind of good, and then the Jets were like, oh yeah, we're not letting this second stringer do anything, and then they shut it down. So the Jets have a good defense. They really do. And their offense looked good because our defense sucks. I mean, our defensive line is awful. I have said it all year, and that's why our backfields guys have gotten so many tackles. These guys like Brisker and Gordon and Eddie Jackson, because Jackson's leading the team with 80 tackles, I believe, off the top of my head, but he's leading the team. So that is good in some ways for these guys, but bad. That shows you that your defensive line, your linebackers are not doing their job, because if the guys way in the back are making these tackles, it's not good. And our defensive line is atrocious, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And the only linebacker that's showing up is the rookie, Jack Sanborn, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But, I mean, that defensive line, as I've said, they cannot stop a crawling toddler. They just cannot. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I am still at the tail end of this RSV virus that I caught. I will say your show personality, me, has had a rough week or so health-wise. There's some other issues going on, and it's just kicking my butt. So I'm on the injury report too. I really am. My health is not doing very well, so I feel the Bears' pain. But the defense just terrible. And, I take notes during these games. I jot down, certain things and all the penalties and sacks and good and bad drives. But after the first quarter, I was just looked at my son and I said, there's really no point in taking any notes on this thing, because I'm going to remember how bad it was. And it's truth. So there's no point in going over any stats, because we all know what happened. So the Bears were missing Fields, Brisker and Gordon, and Brisker and Gordon are the guys in the backfield, are cornerbacks, and they're both rookies. Excuse me, and we really missed them. It really showed, because those two rookies have been really showing up this year. Brisker's number 9, Gordon's number 6, and they have been, and you could see how much they were missed yesterday. Desperately. And they were out with concussion, so I'm hoping they're going to be back for the Green Bay game. And of course we missed Fields. That is for sure. But it was the right thing to do, because if you watch, you may not have watched my show, because I didn't get a lot of viewers for Friday's show. Gosh, I'm sorry. The Jets came in with 32 sacks. So for that alone, when I'm sure the Bears management saw that, they said, we're not playing this kid, because he's got 40 sacks already, and we just didn't need him hurt anymore. So you know what? It's not worth it. The season over. We know it. So, if he can play, I wanted him to play in the Green Bay game that's coming this Sunday at Soldier Field. But now it looks like that jerk Rodgers won't even be playing, because he got hurt yesterday. The only good thing about yesterday is the Packers lost, and Rodgers looked like crap before he got hurt with his ribs, And I don't really want anybody to be hurt, but I can't stand Rodgers. But he's just such a baby, And but the one good thing is he's got one more interception than Justin has. He threw 2 yesterday, Rodgers, in that game, interception. So now he has 9, and Fields has 8. So that's a good thing, right? So it doesn't look, I don't know, he could be playing, but I bet there's something fractured or broken with his ribs. So he probably won't play on Sunday because they're out of it too. So they're probably going to play Jordan Love, which sucks because I really wanted the Bears to beat Rodgers in Soldier Field. I really, really wanted. I still want to win, but we'll see. So I don't know if Fields is going to be back for that, but we'll see, right? So, but if Rodgers ain't playing, then you know what? And if Fields isn't up to it, then it just doesn't matter to me because it's But so not only did we lose 10-31, we lost two great players in that game. And it was just reported by, as I said earlier, that Mooney is done for the season. Ian Rappaport said it, and that just sucks. And then Eddie Jackson went down, as I said earlier, with a non-contact sport injury, and that worried me too. I haven't heard anything to him, but I just looked at my son and I said, please don't let that be an Achilles, because the way he was grabbing his ankle and his foot, and it was non-contact, that worries me. And, I mean, we were doing pretty good with injuries until this past week, and now the bottom has fallen out, like I said. So, woo, it's been a rough week or so, hasn't it? So losing those two showed, especially when Jackson went out. He went out first, and then Mooney went out second. So, God bless you, Mr. Mooney. You know I love you. This announcer loves you, has since you've been with the Bears, and you just come back next year stronger than ever. So now in the receiving core, it's next man up the rest of the season. You do got some receivers out there. Claypool could step up. You've got, why don't we get Harry activated and get him in the game, number 8? We traded for him. We picked him up in the offseason, so did we trade for him with Pittsburgh or did we sign him? I can't remember, but we went and got him, and they're not using him. So I'd like to see him being in the game. What's going on there? Why is he not playing? I'm curious. So let's see what happens there, and let's hope that Jackson's is not a season ending. Excuse me. So the bright spot about yesterday, in my opinion, is Jack Sanborn, number 57, our linebacker. He's played, He has played well in 4 games. He has started 4 games since the Roquan Smith trade. Number 57, he is homegrown. He was undrafted. And I got to tell you what, this guy he may not be the fastest linebacker in the history of linebackers. I don't see that yet. That could change, but he seems like he has a good knowledge for football, and he's always seems to be where the play is. So I'm liking that. I mean, he misses them here and there, but if he can improve each week, he could be a solid starter for the Bears in the coming years. So far, he's got 48 tackles. 4 games, remember, 4 games starting, 48 tackles, 29 are solo, 12 are assists. He's got 2 sacks, and he almost had an interception a couple weeks ago, if you remember, but that fucking penalty called it back. So he has really been playing well, and you see him all over the field. So bright spot for what's been happening with the Bears, and I'm impressed. And this kid can only get better, in my opinion, and I would really, really, really like to see it because he's a bright spot, like I said, but we still need other linebackers to complement him. I'm just not seeing enough consistency from the other linebackers. The same with the defensive line. Once in a while, they make a good play, and then, 90% of them are terrible. So that defensive line, they have a lot of work to do in the offseason. A lot of work to do. Honestly, I was going to wait, but I think I'm going to start looking into, the season's over, so now maybe it's time to start looking. It's early, but there's projections already on, these mock drafts on what people think the Bears are going to do. But we all know that what they have to get, defensive line guys. They got to get some linebackers, but we're going to go defensive line, offensive line. First 2 huge have to be worked on. Then you got to go linebackers. You got to get receivers. And the Bears, right now, I think they have 8 draft picks. That could change. And we're going to have a high draft pick, that's for sure. So we're going to be able to pick somebody really good in the first round. We should be able to get a good defensive lineman. I don't believe they'll take an offensive lineman first, but they might. And free agency, they got a shit ton of money. So Poles has got his hands full in the offseason. And I'm sure he's doing his homework already because he has got to make a splash in this offseason, much more than he did in the first one. That was his rookie year as a GM. But 2023 for the front office of the Bears and the Bears players, but we're going to start with the front office, is going to be huge in 2023. They have an awful lot to prove in 2023 on going to get players to show the players that are left over from this team that make it, that they want to win. Just like I said last week, Trent Dilford, a retired quarterback, said they got to start throwing. Fields has got to start throwing more to like Claypool and show, and if they do that, it'll show the other wide receivers that are in free agency, if they want to go get a free agent wide receiver, that we're going to throw next year. So they got to prove them. Otherwise, they're not going to want to come to the Bears. So 2023 is going to be huge for the Bears in the draft and the free agency. So I believe the Bears, Poles particularly, has a lot on his plate, and it could be make or break in 2023, to be quite honest with you, on what they do. And I know people say they're cheap and they don't do this, but you know what? They haven't been that much lately. But we're going to see next year because they have them like. And then I see all these rumors about Saquon Barkley coming to the Bears because he must be a free agent next year. And I don't want him, guys. I don't want him. I know he's a good running back, but we've got two good running backs. We got Herbert. We know he's out. He might come back before the end of the year, but he is good. He was leading and rushing until he went down hurt. And then we got Montgomery. Now, Herbert's still with the Bears a couple more years because he's under his rookie contract. He's got 2 more left. And then Montgomery is a free agent in the offseason. And you've already got him. And Montgomery can run. He can block, and he can catch. He has over 200 yards receiving this year, 204, I think. And so just sign Montgomery. See, I am a believer in this day and age on running backs. It's not like it used to be. I believe running backs, these high-powered, really good running backs who come into the league after a very successful college career, that they only have like good 4 to 5 years on their legs because they run out of gas. And a lot of these players that came out, 5 years ago, some of them are not even in the league anymore, and they came out high draft picks because they're just gassed. Because I believe in the college era now, the colleges are running them way too much. So by the time they get to the NFL, they don't have a lot left. Running backs take a beating when you think about it, week in and week out. And so I don't want Saquon Barkley. I know he's good, but you know what? We've got that. So the Bears just need to sign Montgomery. So if Montgomery isn't out there asking a shit ton of money, which he's good. He's not great. He's good. But he's already on the team. And it's a team that is meshing, and they're working together, and you see they're playing hard. Montgomery was running his ass off yesterday, and you saw it. He never gave up. So just sign him and quit with those stupid rumors about Barkley. I know we have 5 games left. We've got Green Bay this coming week. Then we got the bye finally. And then we've got Philadelphia, the Bills, Detroit, and Minnesota. And out of the 4 games after the bye, 3 out of 4 are in Soldier Field. The only one that's away is the one in Detroit. So at least they're home for the rough ending of the season I predict it's going to be. Should be nice to win 1 or 2 of those, but who knows if that's going to happen, right? So it's, you know what? I hope, listen, Bears fans, it's been a rough year. We know it. We were in the middle of the season. People were pumped. Oh my God, Fields is running all over the field. We're in these games. We just couldn't finish. The future is bright, and now everybody's all pissed off. And I get it. But if you're a true Bears fan, you probably already drank the Kool-Aid like I did, and we're all in for 2023. We all know it. It's just getting through the rest of the season, and I'm a true Bears fan, so I will watch to the bitter end till the fat lady sings in the Minnesota game, which is the last game of the season, right after the holidays, right after the first of the year. So I drank the Kool-Aid, so I'm all in. And if you're a true Bears fan, you drank it too. So I don't even know what to say to cheer you guys up because there is just not a lot to say about this. It is just brutal. And it was fun when they were losing to watch it because they were scoring points there in the middle of the season. Then all of a sudden it just started gelling. We were, Fields is running, we're scoring points. We were in like 3 games, we scored average of 30 points a game, so we were rocking and rolling with the losses. Nobody cared. But now with these injuries and then what happened yesterday, it's like a shot in the heart. Oh! I'm down for the count with the Bears. So I know I want to try to lift you guys up, but you know what? We just got to stick together. You've got to be positive because going into this season what it was all about. But it was easier when they were scoring points and they were in those games. Like yesterday, not even close, right? The game was over really as soon as it was over right after the national anthem, in my opinion. Excuse me. So, yeah, it's rough. It is rough, rough, rough. I've been a fan, as I say a million times, 47 years, and I've seen it's been ups and downs, but this one is really rough. I won't lie. It hurts. It really, really hurts. And so let's see what we have left. We have 5 games left. We'd love to beat the Packers. I don't care, Jordan. Well, I wanted Rodgers to be in there, and we beat him, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But the Packers aren't going anywhere, and Minnesota's going to win the division. And Detroit, if they keep playing the way they are, even though they lost on Thanksgiving, but their future is bright too. They just have to figure out who their quarterback is, if they're going to stay with Goff or not. So Detroit's going to end up very likely could be second in the league this year. It could be Minnesota, Detroit, maybe Green Bay Bears or Bears and Green Bay, but it don't matter. When you're second to last, it doesn't matter, right? And we've been eliminated from the playoff picture, so that's that. And so I think as Green Bay, hope so. So people, keep your chin up. We've got some more games left. Who knows what? We might have a spark here and there. And if Fields is healthy, they're going to play him as much as they can because they got to get him out there and they got to try to start passing more. So I would love to really give you guys something to hope for, but all we can say is Santa, bring us a winner in 2023. That's all I want for Christmas. All I want for Christmas is the Bears to win in 2023. That's all I want, Santa. I got to get a song in there. And I'm just trying to make you guys laugh because that's all we can do. That's all we can do. So, hang in. I'll be here Friday. To go over the show. We'll go over the stats for the Green Bay game, and we'll find out who's starting. We'll find out about injuries on Friday, and hopefully Fields is back, only if he's healthy, and maybe we can beat Green Bay. And I will be doing the show with my buddy on Wednesday, the live podcast. His tag name is Bears Country Podcast, and the show title is The Down Low with Dan and Lynn. I'll be back doing that. Last week I was out. I was on the injury report, sick, so I couldn't do it, but I will be back. And so, you know what, guys? If you like my show, hit like and subscribe. Remember, I can't get famous if I don't get more subscribers. That's all I'm saying. And again, I'm old, and my time is running out, so come on now. Got to help me. Come on. I am trying to keep you guys positive and make you smile. So we're Bears fans. We got to stick together. And if you're a true Bears fan, like I said, you're already in for 2023. We just got to get through this season. and just try to enjoy other football out there. I'm a football geek, so I'm going to watch other games a lot. I love it. I watch college. Oh, that's the other thing. Go Blue. Michigan beat Ohio State. Go Michigan. Go Michigan. 2 years in a row. Thank God. I like it. I don't like Ohio State. I'm sorry. And go Blue. That was a great game. And the college playoff picture should be interesting. I haven't really seen it yet, but I know Michigan plays Purdue in the Big Ten championship on Saturday. So, and then there's other playoff games to decide what's going to happen around the holidays at the end of the year. And so college is looking good. So just watch other football. There's a lot of good football out there, but still watch your Bears, okay? We gotta support our team. It's very important right now because these players are exhausted, no bye yet, and they're down. You think we're down? How do you think they feel? Really? So we can't pile on. We've gotta be supportive. It's important right now to support our team. Like it or not, we gotta do it. And if you don't do it, you're going to piss me off. Don't make me come over there and beat you. I'll rip your arm off and beat you with it. Okay, maybe I made you laugh today. I hope so, because it's a sad day. I know it is. So, again, make sure you tell everybody about me. You know, I'm always here Monday and Fridays. And if you need to pick me up, you need to smile, just turn me on. Boom, 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 please. You know what I mean? Turn me on. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. On that note, I love you. Be kind to one another. Inspire change. Stop hate. And let's just help each other out and smile when you're out Christmas shopping or whatever you're doing. It's just nice to smile to people, okay? We got to. Times are tough right now, and this year's been a rough one for all of us, and especially Bears fans. So, again, support your team. Do not pile on, and love one another, please. It's the holidays. I wish people could be happy and love everybody as much as they do around the holidays all year round, but I'm just grateful that people are helping each other out, okay? I love you guys. I'll see you on Friday. Thanks for watching me. I know it's rough even thinking or hearing about the Bears, but hey, somebody's got to talk about them, right? So, okay. So, go Bears. And as always, keep on rocking and rolling from Vegas, baby. Oh, bye-bye.